Welcome back, fellow Gothamites, and welcome back, fellow detectives. Yes, this is our 3 WTF moments of Gotham, Season 5, Episode 11, and they did what? That is actually the title, which is great for the WTF moments.
Absolutely, yes. The penultimate episode of Gotham, and it's been about a month since we recorded one of these for the podcast, because there's been no episode on air, and it's really weird that we're one episode away from the end of all of Gotham. We've been doing this podcast for 5 years about the show. We started it before the show began, and it's coming to the end now. Yeah. We're within the final week. This is Easter weekend that we're recording. We're a little bit late. Unfortunately, we just went away on holiday in Switzerland. Kind of trying to find the chalet that Bruce Wayne is probably off in at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't see him. We didn't see him at all. But in the intervening month, we have a Shazam movie review that's over on our TVPI podcast platform.
Yep.
So you can head on over to TV Podcast Industries and look at the Shazam film and movie if you want to. Great fun.
Well, at least our review of it. We don't have the film.
Our review. Great fun. Really, really enjoyed it.
Yep.
And of course, yes, we are one episode away from the final finale of Gotham. Episode 12 of Season 5. And that will be our final episode of Gotham.
Yep.
But we will follow that up with a roundtable with our friends over at Legends of Gotham as well.
Looking forward to that.
And we are also committed to looking at Pennyworth as well, which looks at the backstory of Alfred, the loyal valet, or butler,
really
however you want to see it.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. That's coming on Epix in the US. That platform's a very small channel at the moment, but I know it's been added to YouTube so that you can get that anywhere in the US if you subscribe to YouTube. So once it gets to the time when Pennyworth is being released, loads more people will have that channel available to them, and we are definitely going to be covering it, which is really good news. At least we'll have some DC stuff coming up that we're looking forward to. Other than that, we're going to be talking about Good Omens, which is coming up at the end of May. That's going to be our next item that we're going to be talking about, our next TV show we're going to be talking about. So make sure you subscribe to us on tvpodcastindustries.com to get that. The Gotham TV podcast platform will be there with all of our reviews of Gotham, but we won't be adding any new stuff really to that. We may put in the first episode of Pennyworth perhaps, or the crossover episode with Legends of Gotham, just so you have all of that stuff together. But make sure you subscribe to TV Podcast Industries to get all of our other stuff.
Absolutely. If you are a fan of Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman, then join us for Good Omens, for sure. And remember, our full discussion of this episode will be over on GothamTVPodcast.com. You can check us out on any good or evil podcast catcher of your choice.
Yes.
Onto our WTF moments. Our first one, Bruce, Bats and Bombs. Yes, we get a really nice little image here from the Nightwing Project of all things, where it attracts certain flying mammals, and we do get that classic bat shape up against and silhouetted against the moon.
That's so good.
Really good. But it was a little furry bat. It was an actual bat, so this was really quite cool, I thought. We get this really iconic moment. You know, I think almost it's that classic image of Batman now, where he's looking up as the bats are swelling round. I think a lot of movies have done that now, from Christopher Nolan in his trilogy of Batman, as well as with Zack Snyder.
And Ben Affleck's version. I think they definitely pulled it in there. Zishan, the writer of this episode, has definitely taken some elements of the Chris Nolan movies as opposed to the comic books. This is definitely one of them, this idea of the bats swirling around because they're being called by a thing created by Lucius Fox. I like that it's something that's broken, a piece of technology that doesn't work very well, and actually Batman puts it to use, or Bruce Wayne puts it to use in this moment. Really good, where he just slaps on the back of Bane to attract the bats so they can get away. Nice little moment in there, seeing that. There are some huge moments really for this. I suppose another big moment with Bruce is blowing up Wayne Enterprises.
Absolutely.
You know, so as Selena points out, we've just lost Wayne Manor a couple of weeks ago, and now we're losing Wayne Enterprises.
Yeah.
That's kind of huge, you know. One little bomb stuck to a wall and off we go.
I'm not entirely sure they made it out of there alive, to be honest. I think as it went red, they ran very quickly, but that seemed a pretty big explosion. As they kind of are trying to corral the army that are attacking the safe zone and the green zone, and I think you pointed out as well, the tank there of the army as the building comes falling down does a Dalek-like move as it looks towards the falling building of Wayne Enterprises. So really, really nice. Yeah. I think it was nice just that interaction between Selina and Bruce with his parents framed in that picture in the lobby of Wayne Enterprises. And I mean, we do hear that this is about to be reconstructed along with Wayne Manor from Bruce as he is then leaving Gotham with Alfred there at the airport and Selina running in to try and either say goodbye or stop him from leaving. But really... a poignant moment that he just leaves Selina a letter. I think he does have a goodbye with her on the steps in the precinct of the GCPD.
Well, he tells her everything that she needs to know as to why he's leaving. He says that all of these attacks were happening because, as Nisrat Al Ghul said to him, everybody wants to take out Bruce Wayne. Everything that he's done has led to these moments. And Bruce believes them. Bruce believes if he gets out of here, then no more attacks will happen. Selina would have tried to convince him that's why he left without saying a formal goodbye to her, I suppose. He probably would have listened to her and probably would have stayed because they've had those moments before. But he's now off to start the Batman Begins project side of his life, I suppose.
Yeah, this is a great number of moments here for Bruce Wayne in this episode. But
definitely.
I think...
Well, one quick thing before we get on to point number 2. Just to mention the bats, I think that's the first live-action version of the bats we've seen in the show. I know we had a memory or a moment with Poison Ivy where she poisoned Bruce and he had this flash forward to the Batman and to bats in there, but we've never seen live-action bats in the show. It's something that's always been missing and something that we've always wanted to see. And one other thing that I wanted to point out, I love that Oswald thinks that they're totally screwed because the army has blown up Wayne Enterprises and a bunch of other buildings until he's told, actually, that wasn't the army, that was Bruce and Selina. Nice that moment. But let's get on to WTF.
Yes,
moment 2.
Speaking of Oswald and Ed, our second WTF moment, Ed and Oz. Yes, the fight with Jim and the GCPD. They all pull ranks and stay in Gotham. They don't leave. But I love the fact that this then morphs into them realising that they have kind of been shunned. The recognition of them helping Jim and the GCPD to save Gotham, standing up to Bane, is not recognised. And you have that great moment of... Ed really lamenting this, but standing defiant that these people are not worthy of him.
Exactly.
And Oswald coming to that great backstabbing brothers moment with the knives drawn, ready to stab one another in the back, but they do come to an agreement that they will be working together to secure Gotham. They will not be common criminals no more. But this was really nice. I love the fact that they came together with Jim and Harvey and the GCPD, and then they resented it. The money has gone, the fame, the fortune, the recognition has gone, and Oswald's such a big personality, he needs that to fuel his ego. And so does Ed, ultimately, or the Riddler. You can see it there. And
Ed's definitely gone now.
They have made this pact now, and really, really good.
Oh, there's such great trolling by the writer for fans of Nick Mobblepot. I love the moment early on when Oswald leaves and he is looking at Ed and then looks down and goes, "Edward, I'm really going to miss you," and you get Ed responding to, "I'm going to miss you too, Oswald," and he goes, "No, not you, the dog. I'm going to miss the dog." Really good little moment. Also, one thing to point out, because I thought it was a bit of a weird one, we'll probably talk about it a little bit more in the podcast, but I thought it was a little bit of a weird one when Ed arrived in the GCPD after Oswald had a big, wonderful speech to Jim Gordon, his RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars. I'm going to lip sync for my legacy. Sorry, fight for my legacy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That moment, and Ed arrives in and says the reason he's come back is because the submarine can't be controlled by two people. Has to be controlled by two people. Sorry, can't be controlled by just one. And then later on in the episode, Nyssa gets into the submarine and leaves. So is that Ed lying, saying that the reason why he came back was because he couldn't leave, or has something gone wrong there in the writing? Has Nyssa trained Edward the dog to help her? I
think we have to assume that it's an excuse that Ed makes in order to save face and to come and help his mate. I think it's ultimately why they don't stab one another in the back. It's like, yes, they're wary of one another. Yes, things haven't always gone to plan between these two, but there is some mutual respect here. And even though they may carve up Gotham in their own way, they won't step on each other's toes, basically. I think the other good thing is we have that idea of Oswald's eye getting damaged here, and the idea of it will be his monocle eye, to be honest.
Yes.
So that's a really nice touch as well. I think.
There's many different versions of this. I know the comic book version, yes, it's a monocle. It's just he's an upper class. Effectively, some people have him as a British character, actually, in comic books, and in different versions, he's been British. So he has this kind of monocle idea. In other versions of the character, there's a great one, I think, in the Arkham games, where they get a bottle stuck in his face, effectively. So he has, it's not a monocle, it's the end of a glass bottle that's in his face. Yeah. Really cool, really creepy idea. In this one, it's a grenade that goes off, and he does actually save Ed as the grenade goes off. He's jumping in front of Ed, he shouts Ed, and you hear later Edward saying to him, "I'm really sorry, I froze when the grenade was going off," and he goes, "It was the least I could do," before revealing that he has no eye.
Absolutely.
To Ed, does it look the same as it used to?
Oh, yeah. That was so good. The little choke. And then I think onto our third WTF moment, Barbara Lee Gordon. Yes, three become one in Little Baby Barbara, and how it takes on all three of these dysfunctional characters. But it's really nice that this little bundle of baby has brought the three of them together. There's a real... it's really nice, actually. I thought it was really touching, and it felt right that this baby would sort of crystallize Barbara, Lee, and Gordon working together for Gotham against Bane to protect this child of all three, really, in many respects. And that these three come together to save Gotham. At the same time, they come together within this baby with the naming of each one of them, really.
Yep, exactly.
Because she needs to know who she can trust in Gotham moving forward.
And you have to be able to trust the
It's
Commissioner.
in her name. Yeah, exactly.
Love it.
Really good.
It's a lovely moment, really nice. And there is that lovely moment as well with Barbara where she throws her arms around Lee to thank her for everything she's done. It's something that these characters have just been dancing against each other since the beginning of the series. So having this moment right in the penultimate episode where they finally kind of make amends and she names her child after her. This is Barbara Gordon. Comic book fans know that Barbara Gordon is Batgirl, so that is an indication of who it will be in the future. We talked about it before. James Gordon is actually the elder son of Jim Gordon. They've obviously bypassed that because of a shortness of time. We've only got one episode left, so they have jumped over James Gordon Jr. to go to just Barbara. So at least we have that. Hey, look, it's a different universe. So
absolutely. I love also the fact that Nyssa with the knife around the baby. I was like, really needs to stop doing that, Nyssa. Having sharp implements around this young little baby. But nonetheless, Nyssa does get stabbed again by Barbara and Jim working together.
Barbara kicked ass in this episode.
Really
she was awesome. I love that moment where she stabs him while Jim's holding Nyssa, and she goes, "The one thing that you have in common with your father is you like getting stabbed by this knife."
Yeah, absolutely.
Great moment.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Three great WTF moments again from Gotham, and we will be back for our full discussion of this episode over on GothamTVPodcast.com. So please join us there, fellow Gothamites.
It'll also be on TVPodcastIndustry.com. If you want to subscribe to the podcast over there now, you will start getting all of the Gotham episodes as we put them up.
Absolutely, yes. Thank you so much for joining us.
We will talk to you for the season and series finale of Gotham next week.
Wow.
Oof. Looking forward to seeing it, but it's going to be an interesting one. I don't know whether we'll be able to hold back the
recording this. But with that, fellow Gothamites, we'll see you soon.
Bye.